Good afternoon and welcome to Blytheweigh Business News. I am Bonnie Hughes. Today our guest is Phoenix Global Mining. They are restarting the Empire Mine in Idaho, and they recently just put out some news that they have discovered a new zone that has the potential for large district scale. And here to tell us all about the company and its future is CEO Dennis Thomas. Hello, Dennis, and thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Bonnie. Nice to see you again.
Now, you recently put out some news which had some very good assay results, but also where you suggested there is an opportunity for a large district scale mining potential. Now, can you please tell us how you concluded that and what is the significance to the company?
Well, when we first started the project, in fact, before we IPO'd 2 years ago, we always said that the feeling was that the Empire Mine itself was part of a major system. And the work that we've been doing to date, the drilling that we've been doing, has been on the oxide portion of that ore body. There was already an existing resource which we consolidated last November with the resource update. And this year's program has really been into the oxides to convert the inferred resource into the measured and indicated in some infill drilling, as well as step-out drilling to have a look at what was outside the existing pit shell. In fact, what has happened is that the infill drilling has been extremely successful in terms of, if you like, the grades that we've been finding within the existing pit shells. But as part of the BFS, we're obviously looking as well to increase the tonnage. So our step-out drilling program has been extremely successful in that we've been finding, as we've gone outside the existing pit shells, that in fact we found ore to the west of this ore body, to the east of the ore body, to the south of the existing ore body, and also to the north. And in fact, the find to which you allude, the red star occurrence, in fact, was found to the north, 330 metres to the north of the pit. Now, late last year, and early this year, we consolidated the patented claims, unpatented claims, I beg your pardon, to the north of our existing claims, into the horseshoe. We call it the horseshoe block, and we've always maintained that in fact the strike length of the ore body that we have is over the whole of that block. In fact, is probably a lot longer. In fact, what we were able to ascertain with the red star zone was in fact it's like the missing link which joins the horseshoe block to the north to the Empire block to the south. And interestingly, the grades in fact in the red star block that we have were quite spectacular, but high grade lead and silver. So we were getting in excess of 20% lead and in fact well over a kilogram, 1100 grams per ton silver. So it's been very exciting development as far as that's concerned.
So you not only have a copper oxide zone now, you have a silver lead zone as well.
Yes, in fact, it's 6 months ago we would have had this conversation, and I would have said to you that we had an ore zone, a skarn ore body that was, as far as the existing pit is concerned, was 1 kilometre long, between 50 and 150 metres wide. I think the additional zones that we have now, and looking at the horseshoe, we now have a zone which has already shown itself to be at least 3.5 kilometres long and between 200 and 500 metres wide. It's a very exciting development, certainly as far as we're concerned, and in fact does put the whole ore body as potentially a major system. Interestingly, the horseshoe block is basically down thrown from the Empire block, so we're higher in the mineralogical system, which means we're in a lead, silver, zinc system, and the copper system, which we find at the Empire Mine to the south of the horseshoe block, is in fact lower down, which is a copper zinc going into tungsten system.
And I suppose you haven't drilled off all of the deposit yet at the moment, have you?
No. We've got in fact, I should have mentioned as well that the horseshoe block system are sulfides, lead sulfide, zinc sulfide. No, At this stage, we have the oxide, which we are doing the BFS on. That we'll be completing the BFS at the end of round about Q4 2019. That we will be working on. We also are really going to start looking at the sulfides which underlie the Empire oxide pit, and also we've done some sampling to date in the Horseshoe block, again high-grade lead values, and we are seeing sulfides which we never expected to see. So we've got chalcopyrite and bornite, for example, particularly up in the Red Star zone, which are showing themselves. Not to mention galena and sphalerite, if you like, on the Horseshoe block. So the ore body is expanding every way at this stage. So
it's like getting a Christmas present early.
It is. It's well, I keep using the analogy of peeling the proverbial onion. We keep taking layers off, and every time we take a layer off, so what we find underneath is more exciting. So yes, the sulfides potentially, if you like, are the big prize. In the meantime, we've got a laid out open pit and oxide pit, and we're expanding at a rate of knots in terms of a long strike to the north and to the south.
A large-scale district is of appeal usually to a major, but at the moment, what is the significance to the company?
Well, the significance of the company is that we are now looking to produce a new resource, which I hope will considerably be enhanced, certainly compared with the resource that we had in November 2017, after nearly 30,000 feet of drilling. And we hope to have this new resource sometime in Q1 2019.
That's excellent. And so will the Red Star Zone be included in the BFS? Is that your plan?
At the moment, we're doing the BFS on the open pit, and that will be obviously looking at how that fits into the general overall resource. I think there may be a resource in the Red Star Zone. I'll leave that to the wireframers and the modelers.
Exactly, because currently your PEA does not include that zone, so it could significantly bring a lot of higher economics to the project.
Yes, I think the Red Star Zone is a very interesting area in the transition. What I said earlier on, in terms of we are seeing exceptionally high grades of lead and silver, particularly from there. So in other words, that if you like, the mineralogy and the metallurgy, obviously, for those will be slightly different and maybe considerably different. And so we're really going to tie in the whole, if you like, the whole geology. At the moment, we've got a brilliant team there. And I must admit that the geologists, we've got skarn specialists who are just doing a magnificent job under Ryan McDermott's leadership. They are tying in, if you like, the structural geology on skarns, which are always complicated. But these are chaps that have worked at Bingham Canyon. They've got the knowledge, and they're really dedicated. And hence, the Red Star Zone was found by chaps using their feet and climbing into areas of forest that nobody had ever been into.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned prospecting way, yes, indeed.
And what is the plan next year for the project?
Well, next year, as I say, Q1, we'll get our resources out, and really we're then working towards a BFS and completion of a BSS in Q4 2019.
So you'll be doing some more drilling, some metallurgy?
Yes, yes.
And is there any other things that you're planning to do on the project? Any geophysics, or is that all finished? I think
we'll certainly be starting to look at the sulfides. I think we've already had a look inside the mountain at the 700 level. The 1100 level, it's too difficult to get access to at this stage. We have the 1600 level, which is at the bottom of the mine, that we'll maybe look to start getting in there and taking a real look at, if you like, the real potential of this operation, the large scale potential, which are the sulfides. And as I said, we've seen the parts of the drilling that we've been doing. We're getting sulfides poking out where we never expected them.
This is excellent. And in addition to your copper project, you also have a cobalt project in
Yes,
Idaho.
indeed.
And I understand that you've been doing some work on there and some results are expected sometime next year.
Yes, in addition, we still have, in fact, just finishing up with Empire, we still have 6 holes to report on, which will be, again, early next year. We have cobalt samples from the sampling work that we've done, if you like, this year in this year's field program. And then we'll be looking to get in preparation for drilling. And my recent visit to the Redcastle prospect excited me greatly. You know, being right next door to First Cobalt's Iron Creek, and actually sitting there and listening to the drills working and watching them working next door. It's and looking at their results. So I really am looking forward to getting stuck into Redcastle.
Excellent. In my opinion, AIM mining stocks are getting the lowest valuation out of any of the exchanges. So you recently dual listed on the OTC market. Have you noticed any buying from that exchange at the moment?
Early days at this stage. You know, we're ironing out the wrinkles that there are going on to OTC clearance. And I would be looking to certainly get some, if you like, American inclusion in our register, certainly in 2019. Americans get the story; it's in their backyard. I think there's a great deal of potential for us to enter into the American market.
Well, thank you for joining us, Dennis, and we certainly look forward to some more great results and hearing more about the potential district scale of the project. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on the Blytheweigh Business News. Have a very profitable day.